Hello everybody, my name is Willer Olsteff and welcome back to NASCAR 25 Career Mode. And today we're doing episode number 16 of the series, and we're headed to a track that we haven't been before and a track that we have been before. Pocono, starting out with Pocono, a new track in the series, and this track I was thinking would be very fun to race on, you know, because it's a triangle. It's not like the normal oval shape of any other racetrack.
Stay out. Up to you.
And we actually get to our practice result, which was very impressive. And we head out to qualify. And I was feeling very optimistic because, you know, the truck felt great. Through the tunnel turn, which is the, I believe, the second turn,
deep and make it count.
I couldn't quite go full speed. I could, but I would have to take kind of not a very good line, and I wasn't super confident in that, so I decided to just play it nice and safe on my qualifying lap, headed down into corner number 1, showing you this entire thing so I can kind of show you what I was working with here. You get really kind of tight on the setup that I had in turn 1, pushing up the racetrack, but once again we make it nearly full throttle through there. And then here through the tunnel turn, you'll hear me let off quite a bit and then pin the throttle when you get down onto the yellow line, which is what worked for me to get through the corner. But you know, it would have been nice to have a little bit of a better driving truck. I did adjust on it throughout the race, as you'll see, but I don't know, I just didn't hit the setup the first time around. But turn 3 was fantastic. You could literally like let off just a tiny bit and pin it right to the yellow line, and it felt fantastic. And we qualify 7th.
Good job. Not
terrible, not top 5 though. Which, you know, sponsor incentives are a nice thing to have, but you know, they're not mandatory, which is nice.
Stay low. Car outside.
So we'll take that top 10 starting spot. Immediately going through here, down to the inside of Chandler Smith, trying to poke the nose. I almost tried to go up the middle there, but realized that it wasn't a very smart decision.
There. One bottom.
And then right here, I was like, you know what, screw it.
Clear low.
And I do get quite a good run through there, but Chandler's teammate, Lane Riggs, is on my outside, and I can't really finish the corner, but I do actually keep up with him, which is nice. But to get such a good exit of turn 3, I have to back up the entry so much, which causes them to drive away from me. And then I have to make everything up on exit, which I can do, as you saw, but it's kind of a pain. So we clear Ross Chastain up into 3rd spot, right alongside Kyle Busch, who we've been battling with a couple times this season. Give him a little bit of a door slam there, let him know we're here. Chandler Smith underneath him kind of pushes him up the racetrack. Now Ross Chastain is to our inside, having a nice little battle up here, up inside the top 5. I'm going to show most of this race here because it really was a fun one to do.
Inside now.
Everything felt pretty close. And right there you can see, didn't get the run out of the tunnel turn like I would have liked. Kind of had some contact there with the 38 truck. Wasn't able to finish the corner as strongly as I would have hoped.
Clear low.
Then right here I let Ross get to the inside of me, and I was trying to do a 3-wide move on exit, but behind us Stuart Friesen loses it and gets into the outside wall pretty hard. And we end up finishing 5th in the stage, which is not terrible at all. Unfortunate for Stuart, it's always nice to see him up here. But we head back to stage number 2, having not pitted, and continuing our climb up through the field. Like, the truck was tight and then loose in some sections, but mostly tight. So, you know, I didn't want to change. I kind of wanted to change something and then like come from the back to the front like I have a couple of times this season. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to see where this goes. I think I can get good points regardless of if I pit or not. We get a nice little shove down here into turn 3. Getting to the inside of Chandler Smith, getting a bump draft through the middle of the corner, and Kyle Busch just kind of parks it half off the line. I don't know. I had to nudge him to get him up out of the groove, you know. I wouldn't be surprised if he was like shaking his fist at me or giving me the one-fingered salute down the front straightaway here, but it is what it is, man. Gotta do what you gotta do to get to the front of these things. And turn one was really, I don't know, I was really kind of indecisive about turn one. It's one of those things where if you have a tight truck, you really have to slow it down. So it's either you send it really far into the corner, go super wide, and risk people going underneath you, or you slow it really well down and risk people running into you or trying to cut underneath you.
Stay low.
And right here, I actually had a pretty good corner. I was able to get the run through the middle on Ross Chastain, get up to second with 3 laps, or 2.5, I guess, to go in the stage.
One high.
And once again, battling with Corey Heim for the lead. Hopefully he doesn't spin out once again. Corey, I'm at the end of the season, I'm going to make a compilation of how many times Corey Heim has spun out. But right there, I had to let off a ton through the middle of the tunnel turn. And I somehow allowed Ross Chastain to get to my middle here. So now we're 3 wide, headed down into turn 3 here. Absolutely insane visual. Right alongside the 44 and 11 trucks, and of course we're not going to get the run out of the corner for the one time that it would be cool. Coming back to the 2 to go, we slot in behind the 11 and 44.
Car low.
Going along with the 11 as we are a Toyota, and then right here I tried to send it down there 3 wide, but obviously it's not easy when you have a truck that doesn't turn well in turn 1. And right there, giving Ross a little bit of a bump, trying to slow the AI down a little bit. As we head down into turn 1, Ross passes me back on the outside, but we get back to the inside. Another fantastic turn 1. It was kind of on and off. Comme ci, comme ça, as the French would say. And then headed down into turn number 2 here. We're going to clear Ross for second. And at this point, I'm like, okay, maybe I can go for the stage win. It's all going to matter about how I get out of the final corner. And right here, trying to pull to the inside.
They're outside.
Truck gets really tight on me all of a sudden, but Corey blocks the bottom, so I'm able to roll the top. Coming around the outside, coming back to the stage finish of stage 2, and we get it by literally a nose on Corey Heim. Probably one of the best stage finishes I've had in this game so far. Fantastic battle. Clean all the way
now, fellas,
through.
let's get a nice smooth stop.
Except for me hitting Kyle Busch, but we don't take
Pace cars off.
Now we got a really fantastic opportunity to make something happen here. In the lead, headed on to the final restart.
There's the green flag.
Made some adjustments on the truck to make it turn a little bit better. And headed down into turn number 1 here. The back end comes out from underneath me just a little bit.
Still there.
But we're able to hold it alongside the 11 truck. And, you know, a little looseness isn't the worst thing of all time. At least it's not tight.
One outside.
That is a nightmare on flat tracks, I've learned.
We're out front.
Getting a huge push from Kyle Busch down the front straightaway here.
Low.
Passing the 11 truck momentarily into turn 1. And then right here, I do what I swore I wouldn't. And wash way up the track. The 7, or the 44, excuse me, is able to get by me on the inside. The 7 tries it as well, but I was able to block it in time. And then he pops out to my inside again. He got a little mini run on me and managed to get to my inside, which is not the greatest thing of all time. Right here, I was able to just hang on the quarter panel of the 7. And I was fighting this position pretty hard. In hindsight, I probably should have backed off of it, but maybe I knew I was going to back off in 3 anyway. And right here, I'm giving Kyle another couple of nudges in turn 3. That one was just left taps, you know. And these 2 cup leeches side by side down the front straightaway. Pretty damn good battle that we're having with them, though.
Clear inside.
I was trying to push them both at the same time, but ended up going with Ross anyway. And right there, I tried to dive to the bottom, but once again, the truck was just a little bit too tight to pull that move off. So we keep it on the outside anyway, heading down the first of the 2 back straightaways, I guess. I don't really know what to call it.
Stay high.
And then I get a really bad tunnel turn. Like, that is probably one of the worst that you'll see. Lost a ton of time to the leaders, but coming back down the front straightaway this time.
Car inside.
Able to draft off of the 44. Not quite able to clear the 7. 44 chops down. He didn't want to go 3 wide into turn 1 here, and honestly, I would agree, but, you know, I was trying to send a ballsy move. Send a message, you know what I'm saying? We continue to go with Ross because he's closer, and then right here I let off so that I could get behind the 7 truck. and try and get a better exit out of the tunnel turn, and it works like a charm. We get a huge run out of the tunnel turn. Kyle tries to block me here, but we're able to get to the inside of him. We let off early. He gets right by us, and that was a really bad entry to turn 3. But once again, the exits is where I get them, and I'm able to draw alongside the 7 truck once again.
Stay low.
I'm heading down the front straightaway. Nothing lost, nothing gained. Till turn 1 here. This will be the decider. And I was able to stick it right on the bottom line that time. Turned literally perfectly. If only that was the case like every other time, I would have been driving off with this win much earlier. But we get to the inside of Ross Chastain for the lead. Coming back to the 5 to go.
Out in front, nice job.
We are in the lead.
Still there?
Headed down into 1.
Clear high.
Holding Ross on my outside. He tries to cut back, but we managed to make it into the lead. Incredible job by me, if I do say so myself. And that was pretty much it. Drove off from them. And we managed to get another win on the resume of UISA, taking home the checkered flag. In our first start at Pocono. And it was not an easy one, but it was definitely a fun one. And there's your top 10. Stuart Friesen actually recovered to get 6th. That's very impressive considering he was in the wall and actually did pit after he got into the wall. There's the rest of your top 20. Another look at the Stuart Friesen incident. He was running just outside the top 5. I think he was running in 6th when that happened. Goes around. And here's this little battle. This is in stage 2, I believe, with 3 laps to go. Get to the inside of the 11 truck down into the tunnel turn. Right here. Try to clear, but I had to let off right on the exit. Slowed me up entirely. Then Ross gets to my outside. At this point, I can't really block that. And we end up 3 wide all the way through turn 3. No touching between us. Keeping distance. And, they end up pulling away. Another look at the finish of the stage as we get the run to the outside of Corey Hahn. I think that's one of the best moves, personally, that I've been able to pull off in NASCAR career mode. And we literally get that by, you know, a good foot. And for once, the tweets board is wiped. We love to see that. Once again, I know it's just AI and it doesn't matter at all, but oh my god, it's so infuriating. Especially when it's Tanner Gray, of all people. And it seems one of my videos finally got some attention, so any new people coming in watching from the NR 2003 video, first off, hi, how are you? Nice to see you. Nice to finally see some growth on this channel. But if you want to see any of the other career mode episodes that you haven't seen, I'll link the playlist in the description below. And we have a new paint scheme, new sponsor once again. As you can see, JBL hopping on board for 3 races probably. And we got a couple interesting racetracks up next. But we're just gonna go to Lime Rock to end out the video. That is a loud sound. But you can see we got 6 wins. Got our 6th career last time by. Still in the lead of the points as we head into Lime Rock Park. Now this is a racetrack that we have visited before. I raced it twice in ARCA.
Belts tighten and let's get out there.
I had a pretty good run in the first race, if I can remember correctly. But in the second time, I thought I was going to absolutely dominate, and nothing.
How's the car feeling so far?
Ended up finishing 4th. That was one of the few races that I didn't dominate that season. I was not able to come to terms with the truck in practice, which was not encouraging at all headed into qualifying, but anything can happen, right?
Listen, buddy, we don't need perfect, just fast and clean.
Fast and clean is what I hear. I'm pretty sure we're on either 25 or 50% loose. All I know is that the truck it's fine, but it's not the greatest. We're 4/10 off of what we need, which honestly was better than it was in practice. I was thinking I could maybe get a top 10 starting position, but then, you know, I start losing the back end of the truck. I'm like, I need a loose truck, but I can't.
Racing surface. You broke track limits there.
I can't control it sometimes, you know?
I know what you need.
And we were on 25%, but I was like, you know what, screw it. Is what it is. If I wreck, then that's fine. I'll just take whatever lap I had before. And 50% loose actually was not that bad. And here is the full lap of 50% loose, all the way to the outside. You can see how much the back end kicks out when it is on this setup. But, you know, not the best racing lines or anything like that, but because we do have pretty good parts on the truck, it actually isn't that bad through here. And the speed definitely carries us. And, you know, the little roller coaster hill, love that. Probably my favorite part of this racetrack. Getting up on the curbs a little bit. And headed out of the final corner. And you can see just how fast we are. We actually end up a second quicker
what do you think? You want
than our targeted lap time. And you know what that gets us? That gets us our first career pole in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series.
Let us know what you want.
Unbelievable. At Lime Rock Park of all places. And that was a terrible lap. But I'll absolutely take it, you know? It's one of those things where money does buy success. And here I was really afraid because I had to change the setup back to 25% so I could actually drive the truck for race day, but I wasn't sure how I was going to react with other trucks around me. I cut across the front end of the 11 down into 1, almost spun myself out, but we actually come away with the lead as we head out of turn number 2 and into 3 and then into 4 and almost go off the track. Do go off the track a little bit. Corey already starting to catch up to us. But I wanted to keep this lead for as long as physically possible, to be honest with you. Maximize stage points as much as I could. But I wasn't really sure how I was going to go. It seems like road courses wear out the tires a lot more than normal tracks do.
Let's get it back.
And right there, just made a mistake, got off the track. Ended up forfeiting first and second.
Left side.
And right here, Parker Clearman just kind of drives around my outside. And then I just sent it way too deep into turn 1.
Clear right.
And then too deep into turn 2. Or actually, I got a nudge from the 17 truck because he was there on my inside and I didn't even notice. And I was trying my best to fend off Connor Mosak in the 81 truck. Because if you know anything about me, maybe you don't, I'm not the biggest Connor Mosak fan. I think he's a Nepo, or not a Nepo baby, but you know what I mean. A pay driver. That's what they're called. And then I was just making mistakes all over the place at this point. Like, Connor Mosak is a good enough road course racer at this point where I was like, you know what, you can take it. And then right here, I was trying to pass him back. And just as I was going to do that, Gio Ruggiero spins off the track. And we finish in 6th in stage number 1. He comes back on the track and just runs into the 81.
Pit road is open.
And as you can see there, I wasn't that many laps, and we're already on 68% on the on the front left tire. So I was like, you know what? The tire wear is going to be terrible on the AI in stage 2. I can absolutely get some good stage points from this. And I was kind of correct. But it's just one of those things where you have to get by all the slow trucks. And it's very hard to do that and not run into anybody. And I'll just say that. So before you judge me,
clear left.
It is difficult. And at this point, I was just like slamming on the brakes every time, trying to be as clean as I could. Got hit by the 74 truck, who also pitted, actually, by the way. Just wanted to point that out. And we head up the hill. And I was like, okay, I see a 3-wide opportunity. I am going to take it. Didn't quite make it. But we got alongside the 44 truck.
Clear left.
He actually managed just to squeak by us. I almost rear-ended the 28 truck. He was so slow through the final corner, and then just decides to be super fast.
Clear right.
And it's a little bit erratic, but you kind of have to be when everybody in front of you is like slow as bricks.
Side. 3 wide.
I don't know if that term works.
Left side.
Slow as molasses. That's what I was looking for. Slow as bricks. Okay. Anyway, Tony Breidinger having a pretty good run for her standards in 24th. We get to the inside of Dawson Sutton.
Clear left.
Matt Mills up next. And in just 2 laps, we're able to cut through basically half of the field.
Left side.
And I was thinking maybe if I was very lucky, I could get up and fight for a podium finish in the stage.
Left side.
That may have been a little bit optimistic, but you can see there that 13 kind of cut my nose off on the final corner there. Once again, not necessarily the AI's fault there. Like, I'm not going to hold it against the 13 truck.
Clear left.
If like I would with Tanner Gray, you know.
Left side. Clear left.
Which I show right here. But it's just the AI on road courses is so strange.
Clear left.
They like to break in weird places, especially in Watkins Glen. You can really tell that they break in very strange places. Right here, we're finally up inside the top 15. Make a little bit of contact with Matt Craft and go off the track, and the 15 passes us back and just door slammed us, adding insult to injury there. But I chose to be the better person and just pass him back.
Right side.
And right there, I just sent it way too deep into the corner. This is one of the things
2 to go now.
that I don't like about the setup that the game gives you. The brakes are terrible. And I mean terrible.
Right side.
And it's very hard to get slowed down in certain areas if you don't know how to. And if it slips your mind for a second and you end up braking late or heavy braking and you lock up, you just go flying. Straight
one more driver, let's go.
Through it.
Clear left.
And headed onto the white flag, we're able to get up to 9th position. So, once again, maybe that thought of being up inside the top 5 or podium places was a little bit optimistic. But regardless, trying to get a couple more for the stage ends here. I was trying my best to get by Connor Mosak. We get by him, and then just his teammate ahead of us. 6th and 5th, probably out of my reach.
Left side.
Get to the inside of the 18 truck. Into the right-hander, clip the inside curb again.
You're all clear.
Kind of shove him off the track a little bit. Give him the beans, you know what I'm saying? We come out of the final corner, finishing 1 spot worse than we did in stage 1.
Top 10 for that stage right there.
Position. But, you know, stage points, I thought coming into this race that I would be like 14th.
Does this pit strategy look good to you, driver?
Because racing on road courses, like I said, not the greatest in this game. But we do pit once again because, you know, it's basically a free pit stop.
Be ready.
I probably could have stayed out, but once again, the tires would be like 68% and everybody would be faster than me. It's not really worth it, in my opinion.
Left side.
And we head back to the green flag.
Left side.
Get to the inside of the 34, nearly make contact with him.
Side.
And then we do make some contact, trying to shove him through the corner so I can get the run. And the reason why I wanted to do that is because the 74 was in the lane. I knew that he would be at least a little bit slower. He pitted with me. So he would be like 8 laps slower tires, or worse tires than me. But, you know, great strategy call by that AI to stay out. We actually get into the barrier. And then my favorite driver, Parker Kligerman, spins off in front of me. That's the equivalent of what it felt like watching the 2024 Charlotte Roval Xfinity race. If you know, you know. Anyways, heading back to the green flag. We're restarting somehow up in the second position. After all of that,
Left side.
we find ourselves in the podium places.
Clear.
And right there, I just sent it way too deep into turn 1. Battling with Parker Kligerman, trying to take the lead back, and I get a shot from the 11 truck. And look, I'm not complaining that Parker like shot off into the distance like that. But seriously, dude, I thought I would have at least a little bit of a chance to, you know, hold him behind me for a second. You know, pull off a little bit of a battle with my favorite driver. But no, he just drove off completely from me. And I once again clipped
right side.
the inside curve. That corner was just my kryptonite in this race. But we head out of the final corner. Still in the second position. Coming back to the 2 to go. Corey Heim right up behind me here. I pulled the inside, and Corey's right to my outside. I mean, that truck is just so fast. Doesn't matter if it's in a video game or real life. Corey is just unbelievable in the truck series. He gets to my outside in turn 1, trying to drive around the outside of me. And then right here, back end gets out from underneath me a little bit. Slow down my entry. I actually do a pretty good corner there. But then right here, the back end comes out from underneath me a lot.
Right side.
And the 11 goes right by me on the inside. And we head back out of the final corner for the final time. Parker Kligerman wins, and we pick up...
Great job. That's the top 5.
Yet another podium finish. And considering where I thought this race would go, not bad in the slightest. But obviously, Parker Kligerman winning. Love to see it. Connor Mosack gets a P6. That's his best run of the season, I think, other than maybe he had a better run at Atlanta. But look at that. P15 for Caleb Costner. Despite being on way older tires, he managed to hold on for a top 15 spot. Not terrible at all. And I think Timmy Hill got a top 20 as well, so shout out to that. There was the 17 truck going off. Couldn't get a really good angle of that. Really need to fix that for NASCAR 26 if there is one. And right there, that was me showing a little my displeasure with the 15 truck. I think it's fair. Then this is the restart here with Caleb Costner kind of slowing everything up in turn 1. And I was just running straight through the back end of the 34 trying to get by him. And honestly, it worked for me. Because if that didn't happen, I probably would have finished like 5th or 7th maybe. But ended up finishing 3rd. There's Parker Kligerman going around in the final stage. And there's my contact with Parker. Kind of shoved me into the 11 and just kind of banging off of each other. But yeah, not terrible at all. Couple of congratulations, except for Josh Rayom, who, once again, he's beefing with me. I didn't even see him. Like, I guess I ran into him when I was coming through the field, but, I mean, whatever, man. It's Josh Rayom. I don't care. And you can see we actually take a lot of damage to the truck, which is really unsurprising. I was kind of a wrecking ball that race, but thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to follow along in real time and get race day updates before the videos happen, make sure to follow my Instagram. The link will be in the description below. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Peace.